From the biggest moments
Can you believe it?
to gold medal championships,
Sidney Crosby, the golden goal!
it's your update on Canada's game. You're listening to the True North Ice podcast with Jacob Ewing and Caleb Schneider.
Hello and welcome to the True North Ice podcast, where we talk all things Hockey Canada and everything Hockey Canada related. My name's Jacob Ewing, joined as well, always, by Caleb Schneider. Caleb, a lot has happened since our last podcast.
Oh boy.
How are you doing today?
I am doing well. Today is July 1st. Happy Canada Day.
Yes.
Of course, this will come out
Happy
the next
Canada.
day, but you know what? It's been a very interesting day with all these somewhat lackluster signings. Not very many interesting ones, of course, but we have a lot to talk about since we've been doing every other week now. We still have to talk about the Stanley Cup final because we never wrapped that. At the time of when we recorded, I think we only talked about, was it Game 4? And then we had
Something
5
like
and 6,
that,
or
yeah. I think
maybe
it was
we,
after
maybe
Game
we
4.
maybe it was or maybe it was after Game 5 and Florida needed one more. Anyways, it was it's been a busy week in the NHL, and I'm sure I've missed. There's probably a few things we've both missed as well because we're both at it working. But I hope we don't miss anything big today. But
Man.
I think we should kind of do this every episode. We should just have some sort of like hot take.
Yeah.
I want to hear your take on the most. What did I say? Most important, or
I like important. Most like maybe valuable.
best? Maybe yes, best. Just best transaction for a team.
Overall?
Yeah.
All right. You know what? You want my hot take?
Yeah.
Listen, there hasn't been too many, a lot. There's been a couple of big transactions, like JJ Peterka going to the Utah Mammoth
Yeah.
for Kessering and Josh Doan. Like, that's a pretty good damn trade right there. Is Josh Doan's a good
Yeah,
Like,
he's a
really a
middle-
good prospect. He's all right.
He was drafted in the middle of the first round, I think.
Yeah, and then
or-
Michael
yeah.
Kessering, he's a
He's
a
an
defenseman.
okay. He's good
all right.
defensively.
JJ Peterka is a really good player. Like, that's
Yeah.
a pretty good one. I don't know what Chicago. I don't know. Pardon me. I don't know what Buffalo's doing. I don't know what they're thinking, but they're always. It's Buffalo, right? You can't really say
Yeah,
much. I'm gonna say, and this might be a little biased here.
Oh no.
But I think the best trade, the best value trade, the smartest trade we saw this past week was two trades. It was two trades done by one organization.
Okay.
And it's going to go to my very own favorite organization, the Ottawa Senators. And it's going to be
Okay.
basically, they had the 21st overall pick in the draft this year. And they had Logan Hensler, the Sensler, in mind of who they wanted to pick. And they moved back because the Predators wanted their pick to pick Cam Reed at 21 and got an extra pick, which is the 67th overall pick in the draft. They got the 23rd and the 67th for just 21st overall pick. Okay. So Nashville drafts their guy. Ottawa gets the guy they would have drafted at 21. And then what do? The very next day, they flip the 67th pick, the extra pick they got in the draft, just because why not, for nothing, and plus a 6th round pick for Jordan Spence.
Eh.
A Steve Staios fleece. A 6th round pick for a defenseman who didn't get a lot of opportunity in LA, kind of under the shadows of someone like Brant Clark. He's a puck-moving defenseman, can play both ways. He's still young at 24, and I think it's a perfect pickup because Nick Jensen's on LTIR, or he probably will be to start the season. And so we need a right-shot defenseman who could probably play in the top 4. I think just the move, the smart move to you still get your guy at 23 and you flip the pick you got for a promising defenseman who's still got upside, still young. So I like that's probably my most valuable trade. I think I just like the move. It's sneaky and it's got some upside to it.
I mean, Yeah, I mean, it was a good trade. It's just fair. But I mean, I feel like it's not as big as some of the other ones out there. To be honest, I mean, sure, it was smart. I also think you could have waited on Hensler. I feel like he wasn't supposed to go in the first round.
Yes.
I feel like
Logan Hensler? Logan Hensler.
No, he's not that good.
Logan Hensler's average draft was 15th overall.
He should not have went as high as he did.
Caleb. Listen. Let's go to elite prospects right now. Just give me a second. Let me go to elite prospects right now.
Didn't he was playing at Wisconsin, right? And didn't he have, like, you don't draft a defenseman that doesn't, like, his plus minus was terrible, was it not? With his, like, what, 32 games, and then he had, like, barely any points. You don't draft that in the first round.
All right. Well, let's see where the insiders, the real people, had him ranked.
I mean, I believe that you don't draft a big defenseman unless he puts up the points. There's no point in drafting him that early.
Have you even watched any tape of him?
No.
Okay. There you go. Listen, he was -13 this year at Wisconsin, one of the worst teams in the league, right? He's his first year it's his draft year, and he's playing.
You could have waited. That's what I'm saying.
First of all, he's playing in the NCAA as a 17, 18-year-old kid, right? That's the youngest you could be, possibly, right? He played power play minutes, and he played PK, and he did it all. He had 12 points in 32 games, okay? He's not someone who's going to start offensively like a Cale Makar.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying you could have waited.
But I don't think he could have waited that much. He was a for sure first-round pick. Some people had him as high as 10. I've seen as high as 10 and as low as 27. Ottawa got a great value pick. There was no way in hell he was going to drop out of the first round. And I'm sorry, I love the draft. And there was not a single person. Here we go. Here's the ranked. So Elite Prospects had him at 20, had him at 17. ISS Hockey had him at 20. FC Hockey 27. Craig Button 26. McKean's Hockey 25. Bob McKenzie, who just retired, had him at 15. NHL Central Scouting at 12. And Dover Prospects at 18. Lowest 27. Highest was 12. There you go, Caleb.
Okay, so of course we know out of the first round, there's all these different types of players. The one type of player that won't pan out if you're like that's drafted in the first round that you expect big of is goalies. Second is big defensemen. There's no point to take a big defenseman.
Dude, he's a right shot defenseman.
Who cares?
He's one of the safest picks in the draft. No. He's got NHL size.
He has size. That's it. There's no point. He's gonna be he'll pan out as a third pair.
This kid is a puck distributor. His skating is his best attribute. At 6'3", he's an excellent skater. He uses an active stick. He can use the body when needed, and he transitions the puck and distributes it so well. He's gonna be a perfect pick from that right side. Perfect pick. And Logan Hensler, welcome to the Ottawa Senators. He wants to be here. University of Wisconsin, now called the Wisconsins, because we have 4 players who go to the University of Wisconsin now on the Ottawa Senators lineup. It's good. I like the pick. I mean, I don't hate it. It's great value. I do not agree with you saying he should have dropped out the first round, because I just proved to you there's no chance in hell he was going to drop out.
When was the last time a good, like, big defenseman like that has panned out at this, like, coming from the first round?
Dude, I don't know off the top of my head.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Like
you don't draft
the
grit.
The thing is, though, you draft
skill and trade that skill.
We didn't draft him because he's big. We didn't draft him because he's big. Like, yeah, he's 6'3", but that's
then what did you draft him for?
You need to be 6. You need to be 6. Like 6'3" is a fine height.
If you didn't draft him because he's big, then what did you draft him for?
Because he's a smooth skating, shut down, two-way defender. That's why. He's mobile. His skating is insane.
I mean, I know most people that listen. I know a lot of people disagree with me that plus minus. A lot of people say plus minus doesn't matter. I mean, I think it does. You're -13 and you have 12 points, which means at least you're already -13 and you have those points. Like,
What do you want from this kid? He's on the worst team in one of the worst
cares?
teams in the conference.
You would have been better off taking the goalie.
What goalie? We got a goalie, Lucas Beckman. We got two goalies.
You would
We
have been
drafted
better
two
off
goalies
taking
this year.
Ravensburgen, the guy that
No.
fell off the ski lift.
We do not. There's no way. This is a great pick,
Whatever.
and I don't care what you say. This is a great pick. Well, he's like. Okay, listen. He'll have more points next year when he gets more chances to.
Well,
actually,
yeah, of course he'll be older.
Yeah, not 18 in the damn NCAA. He'll be 19 maybe. It's a great pick. I like it. It's perfect.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Anyways, mine. We've talked about that for a lot. I'm going a completely different way. They gave up quite a bit to get him, but I still think they paid less than what they should have. The Montreal Canadiens acquiring Noah Dobson. That is by far the biggest. Like that.
The biggest, yes.
Oh, and is most impactful for sure.
See,
They
the only
just
reason
got a number one D man, and they already have Lane Hudson and then a couple other quality.
Yes. So the only
Like, he's
reason
playing
I
on the
didn't say
second
this
pair.
one, I agree. This is a big trade, but the only reason I there's a big player from Montreal, but the only reason I didn't choose this is because I think the return New York guy really panned out well, and that's the reason I didn't choose.
See, Montreal's trying to
value. It's gotta be value, and like
the thing is that the players that Montreal would have picked, like was it 16 and 17, like what they gave New York. Those players, I mean, Victor Eklund could be a few years,
Eklund
but
was
still,
supposed to be a top 10 pick.
yeah,
Top
but
5
still, they're gonna take 3 or 4 years, I would think, or two, at least 2. They are.
At least
I mean,
2.
they're definitely going for the playoffs again this year. They want to make a run, and a guy like Noah Dobson at this age and locking him up for 8 years for still a somewhat decent price given he's an RFA and having all this control over him doesn't come by often for. I mean, what is he behind Quinn Hughes and Cale Makar? Would he be the next like young, offensively gifted defenseman? At his age, what is he,
Definitely up
25, 24?
Definitely up there.
Obviously not the same caliber as those two, but he's got to be the next level. So, I mean, when somebody comes around like that and you need to add to your already young team, that's a guy you got to go after. And I mean, sure, they gave up somewhat of a big
Sean Aitchison. I got to watch a lot of that kid. He is he's so high energy, and he's like,
I know.
He's a wrecking ball, but also he's like, he just do it all. He's a real. I like that pick. I really like Sean.
And I mean, and I'm not hating on New York. Like, you have to take, if you see that trade, you have to take those two first round picks. Having 3 first round picks in in that draft, because after 20 it does drop off, and most teams knew that. So having those 2 picks and both these guys that they took dropped a little bit.
I'd say
Eklund was supposed to be a top 10.
But Eklund was the biggest drop of the draft.
Or
absolutely.
What's his name? Ryabkin. He also dropped a lot, but he went to the second round. But other than that, you'd take those players, and I'm sure they're definitely happy with what they got. And I don't blame them. Don't blame them one bit. But I feel like the way it all happened, it happened so quick. I feel like they could have gotten more, but I don't know.
And also, Montreal had a lot of leverage in this situation.
Oh yeah, for sure. And he's an RFA, right? So
it's also that, but the fact that I think the Islanders wanted to move Noah Dobson. Well, you just drafted a generation.
And you don't want to.
And Matthew Schaefer. Right?
Everybody,
right there in that.
That's fair. And everybody's saying, "Oh, qualifying offer," right? And why I forgot about the name of the other day when they give picks when they sign someone. Anyways, he
Offer
had
sheet?
yeah, thank you. Offer sheet. Everyone's saying offer sheet,
Yeah.
sheet.
Yeah.
You would get less value from the off. Like I think they'd only get the first, second, and third round pick from a team for what he signed for, because he signed. It depends on how much you would sign for. For whatever he signed for, they wouldn't have got as much as what they did. So
No.
they had to do it before that happened, and I mean it's not going to happen this year, but people obviously would want to do it. But
Yeah. No, that's a good.
it's a good trade for both.
I agree. I totally agree with you. It's
And
a
they
very
just
good trade
Montreal
for them.
got way better. They won't have to worry about defense for a long time.
No. Now,
And they just
what do you
need a
think they do
second
with-
second
Now,
line
the
center.
real question is, what do they do with someone like Mike Matheson, who now he's known as probably a bit more offensive than defensive, and now you have
You got three of them.
Noah
Yeah.
Dobson and you have Lane Hudson, right? That's first, second power play, and now now his role is more two-way or defensive, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you don't need three offensive defensemen.
Nope.
That's an unbalanced decor right there.
Yeah, and
Like, what do you do with him? Do you trade him, or do you just?
he
give him a
doesn't
different
have
role?
as much. I think they will eventually trade him this season.
This season?
I don't know if it'll be this offseason. I would assume they're trying to trade him now, because if they get to the season with him, they're not going to have nearly as much leverage. I think, yeah, they don't really need him, and you're not going to get too much value, but for what he's done, you'll definitely get something. I think you'll get
You'll get a decent amount. He's a good defenseman.
I don't know if
He's
it'll be a first round pick, but maybe you can get a solid player in return, like a third line.
He's also
third
a
line
he's
winger, right?
Yes. He's
Maybe
a
they can
UFA
find their
after
second
this
line
season
center.
as
Yeah,
well.
exactly.
UFA. So,
And teams will take him, right? Some contenders would definitely want him.
so do you trade him at the deadline? Like, are you going to re-sign him?
Oh, I wouldn't re-sign him. I would try and trade him right now. This is where his value will be at his highest, because every game he plays this season either risks of an injury or he's going to lose value because he's playing on that third pair probably, right? So I would assume they trade him for a depth forward. Maybe you can get a pick or two in return still, but you're not going to get too much from him. That's the only thing.
They have just looking at their decor right now. They do have a decent amount of left-handed shots. Like you have Caden Gooley,
Yeah.
you have Mike Matheson, and you have Lane Hudson, who are all lefties. And I guess I'm not even mentioning his name because he's not gonna call him a loser. But Arbor Xhekaj is also a left shot defenseman, and so that's three left shots. Unless
You
you
really
want
think
to
he's
play.
a loser?
No, I'm just kidding. He seems like a cool guy. He
Yeah,
just he hates Tim Stützle, and I hate that. So he's taking a couple run at my boys a little bit, but that's okay. And you got Jane Struble, who's also a left shot defenseman.
Yeah, you
They
got to
have
move
two
someone.
righties. They have two righties, and it's Dobson and it's Carrier. So you have to someone's gonna be playing on their offside. And do you want that?
You don't want Caden Gooley playing on his offside. I would think it's Hudson, Gooley, and then whoever you want for that third spot. But I would get rid of Matheson for sure. And I think I think going into that, when they made that Dobson trade, I'm sure they knew they had to probably move him now.
Yeah.
I'm just surprised that he hasn't been moved yet. That's the only thing. I don't know what the rumors are, but I would move him instantly.
Yeah.
When something comes around. But
Okay.
well, we talked a little bit. We were supposed to do the draft at the end, but I wanted to get something to a hot take at the start.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go back about 2 weeks, a week and a half ago. The Stanley Cup was given out once again to the Florida Panthers, and the Edmonton Oilers, of course, lost again in 6 games, right? 6 games?
6 games, yep.
In Florida again, which is fun. What's your initial? We'll just talk about Game 6 and then kind of all the aftermath, because I don't know if we talked about Game 5 or not, but
I don't think we did. I think Game 5 was still they both they were both won by Florida. So Game 6 was a blowout too, wasn't it? It wasn't very
it was
close.
6-1, was it not?
Yeah, it was.
Just like how the Leafs lost 6-1 in Game 7.
Exactly. Listen, Florida's just the staple of the league right now. Like their team is just built to win. Like their lineup is deep. Their decor is strong. Like there's not many holes in that lineup, and you need the best teams in the league have the good third line, and Florida has the best third line in the league. Like your
Oh,
top
yeah.
six, can be your top six, right? But you need those depth players, and your third line is. So I think I've learned this year that third line is a very important line because you could throw if you could throw your third line against any other line, that opens up
Exactly.
nice line matchups for your top six, right? So,
Like you can't look at any other team and see their third line and say that competes against Florida, right?
yeah,
No other team has that.
no,
And they've got a goalie.
they do,
Yeah.
they do. It's just, and they're going to run it back this year. The thing is, they signed every day.
Yeah,
Pretty
they
much
got
everyone coming
everybody
back.
Yeah.
And we'll get to
And they
this,
still
but
have room.
my biggest thing is Brad Marchand's now on contract till he's 43 years
Yeah,
old.
that's fun.
43.
It's not gonna matter though. Like
Do you think he plays till 43?
he's gonna be on contract. He's not gonna retire. He might go on LTIR or something, but he's probably not gonna play till he's 43. But I think it's not gonna matter because the cap's gonna be so much higher. What did he sign for?
$6 million. $6 million.
Yeah,
a year.
so 6 mil in 5 years from now is gonna be the equivalent of like 3.5 million right now. So
Probably.
at that point, you just need he wanted his money. They wanted him back. Add on those extra years, and they're not gonna care if they win a. They don't care right now. If they don't win another one, I think they wouldn't care.
Okay.
Obviously,
think
they're
it's
going.
fine.
They're literally trying to go for the third one, right?
Yeah.
If they win that one, they don't care about any of these contracts they gave out.
Yeah, that's true. I also saw it today watching the TSN broadcast on because it is a free agent frenzy day, July 1st. I saw people. I saw Brad Marchand on an Olympic roster in the top six. Does Brad Marchand's playoffs and the finals
Yep,
make him make the Olympic team next year?
for sure.
This is, and you know what? After the four,
I think we
nations
talked
face-off,
about this a little bit last.
we were
pod.
very.
Yeah.
I think we were done with Brad.
Oh yeah,
Marchand.
I don't think I had him on my roster, or like
No,
I don't think
I don't think I did either.
Yeah.
So, and just like that, he's
Yeah.
back. So he's back.
See, he's gonna be put on a line with. It's gonna be Brad Marchand, Sidney Crosby, and Sam Bennett on a line. Isn't that gonna be awesome?
That would be freaking awesome. I
That
would
will
love
be
that.
awesome. Yeah, and for sure Sam Bennett will be back. Aaron Ekblad will make his team as well. So
You think?
I think so. The way he's played this playoffs, I think he has a good chance of making this Canadian team. Or will he play for USA?
Well,
Because
No,
I know
I
I know he is technically from Windsor, but he also does he not have an American parent or something?
I don't know.
I don't know.
But
I don't know.
there is an extra space open on the roster
Canada.
after Alex Petrangelo has announced that he is
Yeah, he's
stepping away from hockey due to his health.
I didn't have him on
I'm
my
gonna
roster though.
But he was on the Four Nations. Like he's like.
I know,
Hockey
but I'm
Canada
saying
had him on the Four Nations
I
roster,
didn't
so, like,
want him back.
No, I know, but Hockey Canada would if he was healthy.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So
But,
like
I mean-
that opens up a spot for somebody,
Yeah.
right? And
He's
I don't know.
got a good chance, and I still think he. I don't know if it's a hot take. I think he has a higher. Aaron Ekblad has a higher chance of making it over Evan Bouchard.
I knew you were gonna say that. I don't know about that.
I think so. He also makes way less than Evan Bouchard too.
Yeah, but there's no cap at the Olympics, is there?
No, I'm just saying it's funny.
Okay.
Anyways,
I mean, like
yeah.
they do different things though. Like, does Ekblad score 30 points in the playoffs?
No, you don't need him to.
No,
He
I
played
know.
his role.
I know. No,
and
I
they
know.
won. So, yeah, he
Actually,
wasn't
I-
even.
you know-
I mean, to be fair, he wasn't
Yeah,
even like the
well-
top defenseman. Like,
To be fair to him, though,
was it
he has
Gustav
a-
Forsling would be their top defenseman?
Yeah. No, Seth Jones, mate, probably. Seth Jones.
Eh. When they traded
Seth
him, he was on the third pairing for a long, long time. Seth Jones. I don't know. He wasn't on the top pair? Was he playing with Gustav Forsling?
Maybe not.
There, let's pull him up. Ekblad and Forsling were together, and then Nico Mikkola and Seth Jones.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, Nico Mikkola he was good as well from the Blues. But that was a few years ago when they traded for him. That was a good pickup.
Yeah.
But hey, they got the most depth in the league, and their team looks like if you were to do an NHL franchise, like EA Sports franchise, that depth is kind of what anybody would try and go for, right?
Yeah.
You try and put all your 84s on the fourth line, right? So
It's pretty good. Although that doesn't work all the time in NHL.
no, because it's obviously simulated, and
Because then everyone starts asking for, I need more minutes. Okay,
yeah, then you forget about it.
We're not. I know.
I think I turned the morale off, to be honest. I don't
So
remember.
do I. Screw that. I agree.
Yeah.
I think I turn off owner mode and I turn off morale, and I'm not the only one.
Screw that.
I'm not upgrading my arena, dude. I'm trying to make a damn team.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Screw that. I haven't played that in 2 or 3 years, though. It'd be fun. We should do that sometime. That'd be fun to just do one time.
We'll do it. We're doing that. Live stream coming soon.
Live stream coming soon. 2026.
Who can rebuild the
Buffalo Sabres.
I was thinking of a Canadian team, but they're all kind of all right.
Vancouver.
I guess so.
Vancouver is. We'll talk about that.
You want to talk about Vancouver?
Yeah. Later.
Okay.
Man, they suck. Holy.
Dude, they're not even that bad. Okay, we'll get.
They've by far made some of the worst decisions.
And
they've done nothing. All the things they've done have been horrible.
Like today.
Yeah.
I think they're that horrible. One's not horrible. One's horrible. One's not. I'd say. I like one.
What, Puya Suter?
I didn't even see him. He didn't even re-sign.
No.
Well,
see, the thing is, where did he sign yet? Basically, everyone was making a big fuss saying that they weren't going to re-sign him, and everyone was upset. And then at the last minute, they tried to. Has he I don't.
No, he's not. He's not under any contract.
Well, yeah, they probably won't be getting him now, but for like probably 2 or 3 million, whatever. Well, we'll talk about that in a bit. But Stanley Cup. Do you have any thoughts on the? I mean, this isn't really Canadian related, but the celebrations.
It's what happens when your Florida team win the cup. They just went to a bar. Some people showed up.
Yeah.
Had a good time.
Exactly.
Good for them. They can do what they want when they win the cup. So.
Yeah, I don't have. You don't have problems with it, do you?
No, I don't have.
No, me neither. Okay, that's not what I was just asking. I think it's kind of. It's kind of awesome.
You see that iconic photo of Brad Marchand, with he has a cigar, a beer, a coffee, and another beer. He's holding.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
The night it's 8 a.m. the day after they won the cup. He's still up. He didn't sleep.
Yeah. I think the most impressive thing is that they really stretched it out. Like last year, I think it was kind of 2 days, and then the parade. This one, it felt like it was going on for 3 or 4. Like it was a solid 4 or 5 days of this stuff going on. It was pretty sick, and we had even the night of Barkov going up to his neighbors' houses, showing them the cup at 4 a.m. That was fun.
Pretty good.
That was pretty cool. All right, Jake. To wrap up the Stanley Cup, before we move on to transactions and draft and all that, do you have any thoughts on the Oilers?
Not overly. I think it was just
They just got beat.
Pretty much, every other team got beat like that.
Exactly. Yeah, and it is tough, and we're obviously doing this 2 weeks later, but everybody with all the same recap or just breaking it down, they didn't have much to say about them because they just got beat, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, that's in a Stanley Cup final, you don't want to get beat like that, but yeah, they just, where do they go from here? Well, currently they've done nothing. So I guess the big news is McDavid doesn't know if he wants to come back. That's kind of what I gathered.
I think he'll sign a deal. I don't think it'll be 8 years.
Yeah, I think he made it seem like he doesn't want to come back. I think it's more of a negotiation thing, but I also think it doesn't really matter. He's gonna get the max contract or whatever it is at that time, because right now it's like 16 or 17 million. It'll be, and whenever he has to sign, it'll be higher. But yeah, I think that's a little interesting. Not because I'm a Flames fan, not because I hate the Oilers, as just a general hockey fan, that would be pretty cool to see him move.
Mm-hmm. But I don't know if he will.
I don't think he will either. But obviously we know in basketball, LeBron moved a couple times. Wayne Gretzky's moved a couple times. Like
That's true.
Trade, if they ever traded him, oh, that would be so much fun. Just to talk about.
And yeah,
It'd be the talk. It would be the talk of the town for 2 weeks.
yeah.
And everybody would be hyper analyzing all the players involved in that trade for the next couple games. Like, oh, this guy had a turnover. This guy, right? So I, as a hockey fan, not because I hate the Oilers, it would be pretty cool if, like, even if he signed, like, I would rather see him get traded first and then sign later. Like, he could be on 3 teams in a span of 3 months. Isn't that cool? That'd be awesome.
That's pretty cool. But
It won't happen. No.
Something we've never seen in our lifetime.
Yeah, he'll be signed on July 1st. So next year he can sign. He'll be signed that day.
He'll be signed before that.
Well, is he
Oilers can sign
a year? He can sign. He can re-sign a year before he goes to free agency.
I thought this is his year before. Like, isn't he a free agent next year? Or am I wrong?
No, I think it's 2 years. Isn't it?
Let me look. I got Puckpedia up right now.
I don't think he's a free agent this upcoming summer, like next summer, after this season.
Yeah.
Because there'd be a lot more talk. I think he's got 2 more years on his contract.
Wait. McDavid, UFA 26-27.
Oh, so he can be signed. Oh, then he'll be.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay,
I thought I heard some.
It's gonna come out in August then. I thought it was 2 years. I don't know.
Puckpedia is saying he's a free agent next year. Yeah.
Okay, that's awesome.
That
So hopefully he's traded by then. But
how much do you think he's gonna make?
He'll make league the max.
What's the max? Is there a max?
Well, it's gonna move up every year, but I think it's like 16.
I think he'll make 16.
Yeah, like McKinnon got the max a couple years ago, so I would assume.
Did Draisaitl get the max?
I think he just got 14.
Yeah, but was that the max?
No, I don't think so. I think it's higher. I don't know off the top of my head. I would have known.
I mean, Draisaitl right now this year is making 16.5.
Oh, okay. Then that might be the max. I thought it was 14.
And then it goes down to 14, then 12.5, and then.
Yeah, but his AAV
is 14.
Okay, I think the league max is 16.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, but well now I mean, middle of August, Connor McDavid requests a trade. That'd be great. That would be the best thing for NHL when nothing's going on.
I don't know how I would feel.
Well, you'd start putting together trade packages for the Sens. Like, that'd be a good episode. Trade package for each Canadian team for Connor McDavid.
Then use NHL to see if it goes through.
Yeah, sure.
I would give.
Like, I don't know if the Sens would even have like their top 5 valued things.
Brady pretty much covers most of it, and then probably Brady, Tim, couple first overall picks, and
Sanderson.
No, Jakubchuk.
No, you still would have to add more, I think.
Dude, okay, fine. Another
first round picks are enough.
3 firsts, Jakubchuk.
You're missing. Aren't you missing this? Your pick.
Yeah,
you're missing.
Stützle, Sanderson, 27, 28 first, and
I have a really
prospects.
really hot take now, but I don't know if I can say because I'll get flamed.
Okay.
If you were to trade like Tim Stützle, Sanderson, and Brady Tkachuk. Just hypothetically.
Yeah.
For Connor McDavid. Does this team make the playoffs?
I don't. That's why I took. That's why when I read.
Because if you trade for him, you have to make the playoffs, and I don't know if they would with Connor McDavid. Is that a bad? I don't think that's a bad take at all. You think
Absolutely.
they still would?
Yeah, I think
If he go, but like,
he traded all
if
three.
he has
of them,
120 points, who else is with him?
No, if you got rid of all three of them and you got McDavid, you'd have $8 million in cap room.
That's
sign
fair.
a winger, and then you're good.
Yeah, I mean, but an $8 million winger, is that going to be enough?
That's Brady Tkachuk right there. It makes $8 million, 8.2.
It would be interesting. That would be really cool. First time he misses the playoffs since his first year is
Dude, he's
that would be pretty cool.
It's that good. Maybe he carried his team to the cup final. Like,
Are you sure? I think it was more. I think all his time in Edmonton, he was just so good because Leon Draisaitl was always there. I think he played up to Leon Draisaitl's playing level.
Who knows? Anyways, let's move on.
Yeah, let's move on.
The Oilers talk. What do you want to do next? Draft?
I guess draft is what I guess hypothetically happened next.
Let's go through everybody. Well, how every Canadian team picked in the first round, more specifically.
Yeah. Well, I guess the big thing also is 5 out of the 6 first picks were Canadians.
Yeah, that's true. And
yeah,
Higgins dropped to 7.
Yeah, that was. What's your thoughts on that?
I think it's fine. I think everybody got their guy, like Schaefer, Misa, Frundell, and probably Desharnais was all gonna go. Maybe Desharnais would make it interesting, but definitely Frundell, Misa, Schaefer were definitely confirmed. Probably pretty much confirmed gonna go higher than Higgins. Martone, also one of those guys you probably could have hand in hand. Like when Philly picked Martone, it was probably who had the better interview, maybe. Brigham was always somebody who jumped up in the draft. Just because he's just a workhorse. I heard him going to Utah a lot, but obviously they picked Desharnais. They like Desharnais, who I think also might be one of the most NHL ready players in the draft.
Yeah,
and I think there's just
just given that he played.
Yeah, I don't think it's Higgins dropping to 7 is a reason because he just dropped off.
I think he's gonna be a good player for Boston in a few years.
So do I. Yep.
He's gonna be a problem.
Oh yeah.
And
absolutely.
I mean, it's a pretty big drop off because like World Juniors, the talk was him or Schaefer.
Yep.
At that time, and he was like, he didn't have the greatest World Juniors of all time, but he was also playing with the 2 best players, and he was skating with them, and like, he still looked good, even though he didn't produce as much as he probably wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
But, and he was the smallest, like in the top, the first 10 picks, he was the smallest player to go as well. He's only 5'11", like same height as
he did
you and I.
Good, yeah.
So
yeah, that's fine. Like he had 37. As you said, he's playing with Gabe Perreault and
on BC.
Oh my God, what's his name? Oh, I'm forgetting.
Not Will Smith.
Ryan Leonard. Ryan Leonard. Will Smith.
Mm-hmm. Well, it was Will Smith last year.
Yeah. He put up 9 points. 9 points in 7 games of the World Juniors. And 37 and 37.
Oh, okay, so yeah, he's still. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how he dropped off that much.
Man, it's just that everyone else is good. Everyone's good.
Exactly. I'm surprised. I'm surprised that this year, like, there's a lot of Canadians at the top. I mean, obviously Misa and Schaefer, and then after that, I mean, it was more of the top 10.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of Canadians drafted. That obviously that's every year, right? Just it's pretty astonishing how this will be the last year CHL kind of has as many players going in the first round like this, but wow, like Schaefer obviously is number 1. We knew that weeks before. Yeah. Misa, it sounded like given what
he was confirmed number 2.
What San Jose wanted, that's who they wanted.
2, the draft really opened up.
Yeah.
Misa, though, he's like those 2 are really good.
Yeah. Like you could have an argument for Frondell 2. You could also have Frondell at like 8. But yeah, those 2. those two at the top. Yeah, they're clear cut the best two players I would think in the draft.
They are.
Yeah, Brady Martin. Interesting that he went so as high as he did, but hey, he's a skilled centerman. Nashville needs that kind of. They would rather take the risk on the high end talent like that with all the skill and talent he's got for his height and size. So I think it's a smart pick. It's a good pick for them.
He's also just a workhorse.
Yeah.
He's just a guy who just goes out there and does anything he can to get the job done. He's a beast, is what he is.
Yeah.
And that's a good pickup. He's only 5. I think he's only 5'11". Oh, he's 6 foot. Only 6
Yeah, he's
foot.
only 6. Yeah.
He's 190, and dude, he's just a demon out there, and that's why he went so high. It seems like that work ethic, and that's what it takes to win. Like Sam Bennett. Sam Bennett was one of the most comparables to Brady Martin. I think that was his. Comparable with Sam Bennett. So it's proven that's the type of player that he is. So
he didn't go to the draft either. He was on the farm, and I didn't even know this. When I brought it up a few episodes ago, I thought it was Elmira. It's actually Elora, so it's like 5 minutes away from me. I guess I'm kind of doxing myself, but
you know where he?
I have an idea of what farm it is, but
you should go to a farm.
I mean, could have totally. Because did you see he had like a massive screen still, like they're out in the field sitting there, and
he could have went and watched.
Yeah, but I think that's pretty cool. I didn't realize that he's not 20 minutes away. He's like 5 minutes away.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Definitely doxing myself there, but yeah, it's pretty cool. And then we have, I'm surprised Porter Martone only went 6, given that I feel like he could have been higher than Martin and Dayone maybe, but
teams
he
like
dropped. Right, Brampton was knocked out earlier, and then they wanted it as then what they're expected to as well, right? So he didn't get as much. He didn't get as many games, right? So, but I think it's also a good pickup for that's a kind of a Philly kind of player. I feel like he's got the skill, he's got the size, right? It makes a lot of sense the way they want to play, right?
Yeah, I don't mind it. I like it. It was either him or Higgins, and they chose him.
Yeah.
I thought Martone. I heard Martone also could have went as high as 3 with Frondell. Yeah. I think Chicago's between him and Frondell, and they went with Frondell because they're both power forwards. I think Martone will be the best power forward in the draft because Frondell's got a bit more skill on him.
Yeah.
But you can't go wrong with poor Martone. He's going to be a great player in the league. Let's do team by team in the first.
Okay,
round.
sure.
Let's start with Vancouver, who had the highest Canadian pick at 15. As not many Canadian teams. All Canadian teams weren't terrible this year. They went with someone who I really like, Brandon Coots, who was on the U18 team. Braden Coots, pardon me. I didn't even see that. There's no end. Coots played lit up the U18s, which we covered. And he had a great year in Seattle. He scored 63 points, 60 games. Just a guy, just a leader. He's a leader. He's gonna be a beast for Vancouver. I like the pickup.
We talked about it on the day of, but you already know my thoughts on it. I think it was at that point because Calgary is only a few picks later. There was Braden Coots, Victor Eklund, Cole Reshny, and Kayshawn Aitchison. And I feel like Braden Coots is probably out of those 4 the weakest. I'm surprised that Vancouver took him over Cole Reshny. But hey,
they took him over Victor Eklund.
Yeah, I know, that's surprising too.
They liked their guy.
Yeah, they wanted him. I'm surprised. I don't know if it's a factor that he played in Seattle in the WHL. Like, he's obviously from out there. Is he from BC? I think he is.
I think so.
I also think Cole Reshny's from out there as well, from BC too.
Yeah.
But I think Cole Reshny he has a little more top end talent, I would think.
Okay, so Cole Reshny is from Alberta.
Okay, so that makes sense though.
Braden Coots. Braden Coots is from Alberta.
And I think Reshny is too.
Reshny is from Saskatchewan.
Okay. Well, I know Reshny was a Oilers fan, and then he was drafted to the Flames. So, okay, so that makes sense. But I don't know. I think Reshny has a little more top end talent. He's a little smaller, but not by much. But
Yeah, 5'11".
yeah.
Cole Reshny's 5'11".
And Coots is like
only
6'1".
He's
6.
6 foot.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. So this year they both played the dub. Cole Reshny put up 92 points in 62 games. That's a big jump. As well, Brandon Coots was about point per game.
Yeah.
But I think a reason Vancouver could pick Coots over Reshny. I think they're both really good players. They're really good.
Yeah, I mean,
But I think it could come down to the fact Coots has got some crazy good leadership.
that's
I
fair.
think he's the captain at U18s,
He
or
was.
there?
He was
yeah.
the captain.
I think he's a really good leader, and they're pretty much the same size. They have pretty much the same weight. Cooch is a certified center. It looks like Reshny's
Reshny's a center. He's a
Yeah, they have him listed as a forward, so I think he might be like a center.
on NHL he's listed as a center, and I believe the Flames, when they were talking about him, it was always about center. So I don't think they mentioned wing.
Yeah.
But
Well, like
that's what I mean. Both teams needed a center. Like that's kind of what they wanted going into this draft, Vancouver and Calgary. So
yeah,
they both got their guy, and in a few years from now, we'll see who actually pans out.
yeah.
I mean, it does make like I would have taken Eklund over both those guys, but they both Vancouver wanted their center, so.
And well, speak of wanting Eklund, actually, the pick that the Islanders used was originally
Calgary's, yeah.
Calgary's pick, yeah. And
That
do you
was
remember what
for
trade? Do you remember what trade it was?
That was the Monahan trade.
For future considerations. Why do I not remember Sean Monahan needing a first round pick to trade for? Was he that bad?
Yeah, and he was really injured, and at the time the Flames had.
Look at him now.
Yeah, I know. Well, he's making like $2 million now, but he was like $6 or $7 million at the time, and they couldn't put him on LTIR, so they had to get rid of him because at the time they were signing Kadri. So.
And now you could have had Victor Eklund.
Yeah, I mean, a lot happened, so that's a very low chance. But you can look at it like that, but yeah, it's a bad trade in hindsight, but oh well.
Anyways, let's move on. So we pretty much covered the Calgary's, and Calgary picked 18th overall.
So it's currently Toronto left, and then Calgary again.
Ottawa.
Oh, we're Ottawa as well. We don't really have to do.
Talk about Logan Hensler, but
we already did. Let's do. Did Toronto pick or no?
They did. No, Chicago.
Chicago picked Toronto's, and then Winnipeg.
But no, Winnipeg did pick. Oh gosh, he's this guy from the Q, Sasha Boumediene.
What? Didn't he not play? Is he on?
Maybe
did he commute? Did he commit to BU?
No.
I thought he played for Boston
I think
University.
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
Oh no.
Or did he just commit?
Played the USHL this year. So he must have committed. He's going next year.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he committed.
I said he was in the damn Q. He's not in the Q.
No, he played BU this year.
Did he?
32 games. 11 points. 33 games, 11 points. That's all BU gives me.
Oh, wait, I got it. I got 40 games, 13 points.
Okay. I just
33 pip.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I got it now. I'm with you. Played Helinka, played Sweden at the U18 World Juniors, put up really good numbers. I like it. He's a defenseman. He's 6'2", 183, left shot defenseman from Sweden. Looks like maybe a bit more of a skilled guy. He put up good numbers.
Yeah, I think also another thing with drafting for position, I mean, I don't really agree with it, but Winnipeg, down the pipeline, they needed more Ds, so.
Yeah.
And, I mean, yeah, I just disagree with drafting for position and drafting big D at this early, but
yeah,
that's kind of the way it goes nowadays, but. He's not as big. He's only 184 pounds.
Yeah.
6'2", though, so. And to be honest, I wouldn't remember him enough from
That's okay.
U18,
Yeah,
so.
No, he put up great numbers, though.
Were you saying he's Swedish? Because on NHL he's Finnish,
Finnish?
according
I
to.
think he represents Sweden. He plays for the Swedish national team.
Okay.
He's born in Finland. But he grew
Yeah,
up
I
in
mean, makes sense.
Yeah. But yes, I do remember hearing something like that. But yes, he played for the Swedish national team. And then the final pick was back to a Calgary pick, and someone I was actually hoping would fall potentially to the Sens in the second round is Colin Potter.
Yeah, I mean, the Flames for the past couple of years, they've been just kind of going for those. They don't care about the size; they just want highest skilled player, which I agree with. Which is funny enough. I think you go for the. Doesn't matter his size if he's got that skill. Like, you can, like, all those small players, they pan out. Well, if they pan out, you're gonna get them on a nice friendly contract, and they'll be around for years to come. So they're taking. It's not a lottery, but another chance at those kind of smaller players, right? So forward as well, center actually. So he'll take a few years. He's gonna play. He'll be NCAA again next year, and then see where it goes from there. But I like the pick, and I mean I don't know. More junior than I would, but most people liked it, so.
I really like it. I remember when Ottawa's pick was coming up at 23, people had his name up there. Skilled guy. Ottawa didn't have a pick in the second round, but I didn't even see people, saying, let's trade up. Let's get a pick in the second round, high up there. Let's pick Colin Potter. He's got some skilled guys. Only 5'10", but
yeah, But still, I mean, I don't. Like most of these, like you think of like Cole Caulfield or even like Mitch Marner. Mitch Marner's only 6 feet. Like those kind of players. That's kind of what Potter and some of these centermans kind of. Obviously, those two guys I named were wingers, but even like a Connor Bedard's obviously big, but is he only 6 feet too, or 6 feet? I don't know. Still, I don't really think at least height doesn't really matter to me. I wouldn't think. Like I'm thinking like even if you go back like Johnny Gaudreau. Obviously he's a winger, or even Sean Monahan. Like, that's kind of what they want. They want to find those guys from the draft early, so not crazy big. Go for more high skill, right? So, even Sam Bennett, at the time, he is a really high skilled player, but he's also big. So, but just go for skill. That's what I would do.
All right. Fair enough. Did you hear about the kid named Mason West who got drafted in the first round?
Is he American?
He is American, so we won't get. I think he is American. Yeah, he is American, so we won't get too deep.
Is he the 6'7" guy or 6'6"?
6'6". Did you hear about him though?
What happened?
Okay, so the thing about Mason West is he's also a fantastic football player who has.
Oh right, okay, yeah, that was
multiple D1 offers.
Yes.
So, and he's actually the biggest thing is he's actually going back to high school to
play football again.
High school football.
Yeah.
As quarterback. But he tells everybody he was very controversial to go to see where he's getting drafted, where he was going to get drafted, but he gets in the first round because he tells everybody that he is committed to playing hockey and that he's not going to go play football. But we'll see how he reacts when he sees all of that NIL money. It potentially
he can make more money. He can make a lot more money at a younger age playing football than you would playing hockey.
He's a D1 caliber talent, is what they're saying, and he's a really good quarterback. And but the thing is, there's no chance in hell Chicago lets him go play high school football as a first draft pick.
Yeah, he can't be playing football. And I guess would it be fall? Yeah, it would be fall.
Yeah, fall.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to take him if I was a GM.
Yeah. Could you imagine
But he's also he's big, right?
Yeah.
He's the biggest I think he's the biggest guy in the draft too.
Maybe there's a couple big guys.
6'7" is pretty big.
Yeah. But like,
I mean, I haven't
how
watched
he's
I haven't
allowed to
watched him play
play.
a single football game or hockey game, so I can't say much. I just that's a tough one to bite. Like, Matt, if he goes and plays football and does not end up playing hockey after a couple years, Chicago will be the laughing stock of the league for a little bit.
yeah.
Like,
Or
that's
what
a
if he goes-
horrible look.
Yeah. What if he goes play football and he breaks?
That's
something
another thing. Like, yeah,
And
what
you're
if he
gonna play hockey
breaks
ever
his what if he breaks something that will take 12 months to fix
Yeah.
and just take out a year of development for not even something hockey related?
Yeah. I don't know, man. I just thought that was interesting. We don't.
Oh, that
yeah.
is interesting. Glad you brought that up, because I would definitely. A lot has happened, right? So.
I'm surprised he's allowed to play sports. Like I know, like
Oh yeah, there's no way. Like, if I was a highly regarded NHL pick coming up, I would not be playing any other sport.
well, I know
Maybe
for
golf, but
Yeah, OHL kids. Well, kids in the OHL aren't allowed to play any sort of
Right.
sports. So
well, they don't even have time.
No, they don't. So, for the cast, my family's our billets for the Kings of Frontenac. We had a kid named Lucas Moore. Shout out Lucas, who lived with us this year. And in his contract, he was not allowed to play, obviously, any high school sports or any organized sports whatsoever, because other than hockey. And yeah, you're right, he didn't really have time. The kid was always going to practice, if not in school, and stuff like that. So it said even in school, not allowed to play any sports at all. I don't even think allowed to take a gym class, maybe. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be doing gym class after
so
grade
I'm
9 or whatever.
I'm surprised Mason West is still
Like,
wanting to play football.
I wonder,
Yeah,
is the only
because-
thing is the only reason why he's able to, because the school he's like where he played last year.
Yeah, he does play high school hockey. That's his thing.
Yeah,
So
That's the only thing.
he did play in the USHL though.
oh, that's interesting.
Where he played 10 games.
That's very interesting. I don't know. I wouldn't be drafting him.
Majority of his games were in high school in Minnesota for Edina High, who is a very good high school team.
Okay.
I mean, Minnesota hockey high school is different, but we all know that. But yeah, he's allowed to play. That's why he's allowed to play, and he's going back to have one last hurrah with his buddies to play football. That's what it was. He wants to go play high school football with his buddies one more time. It's interesting.
I can't. Is there any? I guess the only other story is a Canadian. What's his first name? Roger McQueen.
Roger McQueen.
Canadian, drafted 10th overall to the Anaheim Ducks, was flown out on a helicopter right after he's drafted to Disneyland. Where's a world? Whatever one's in Anaheim.
Yeah. You know what? Good for this kid. If he didn't have back problems, he probably would have went top 3.
Yeah.
Probably went top. It was actually debated.
I know he was
He
he was highly regarded.
could have went 1, but his back problems kept him out for a long time. But he says he told everybody before the draft that he is healthy in his draft interviews, that he is healthy, ready to go. So we'll see if he is. I hope so.
I mean, if he works out in Anaheim, that's a good pick. And man, he took number 95.
I think that's
This
sick.
guy's
I
a
love
great,
that.
like, they traded away Trevor Zegras, and now I think they've got a similar player like that coming up in a few years. Do you think?
I don't with Roger McQueen.
I just think just the way he plays. No,
Well, there's difference between Trevor Zegras and
I
Roger
know.
McQueen. I don't know how
But I think-
tall. I don't know how tall Trevor Zegras is, but I know Roger McQueen.
okay,
is
sorry, I didn't really look at the height, but like,
6'6". This guy's 6'6".
but this guy
He's huge.
centerman with some flair, that's highly skilled. Obviously, he's big, but
Yeah,
like you
very
were saying, I mean, Trevor Zegras was drafted 9th as well, or 8th. But anyways, a guy like this coming in, and you said top 3 for a while, and then he got hurt. If he's totally fine, like, that's a really good pick, and they just got him back. Got a player back like that, right? So
I think, yeah.
I don't think there's any other stories. I mean, we don't have time to talk about the actual production of the draft, but holy cow, that sucked. I didn't even watch 1 second, but if it goes longer than if it was 4.5 hours,
Oh yeah, it was long.
yeah. If it's longer than 2 hours, they did a horrible job. So, not going to talk about it because I didn't watch, but I watched some clips and it was pretty bad. But
It was long. I watched most of it.
oh wow, you did. Good for you.
Yeah, I did. I love the draft. You know, maybe it was.
Well, can you tell me like why? What happened between? So the first pick was at 7:03, and then the second pick was picked like at 7:20.
You'd have 5 minutes, and that 5 minute timer would come up, and then they'd wait an extra minute and then do it, and then you saw there were so many trades also in the first round with draft picks that the or maybe it was 3 minutes, it was 5 or 3, but anyway, the time limit would go up, and then they would announce the trade, and then they'd have to start another time limit for that same pick. So like that, it was just like the time limit almost meant nothing because they could just wait an extra little bit.
Yeah. And there's a lot of technical difficulties as well.
Yeah, I mean,
like they're gonna go back to. They're gonna have to go back to in person.
They will. I think they will. Yeah.
But was it? There was so many. Like, there's a really bad one. Was it Haggins, where somebody was on call with the player, and the player said, "Thank you for drafting me," or whatever. And then the guys didn't realize, like the actual GM and all the guys in the room didn't realize they're on call. So they're just sitting there, not paying attention at all. Like, I saw that. Who was it? I think it was, I don't know if it was Boston, but I feel like it was. But I think, they got to go back to in person. But I think I have an idea. The day before, or the morning of, the first five teams GMs sit in a room. The first team announces we're taking this player, and then they have the first 5 already ready, and then bang, 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 bang at 7:00 on the dot. The first 5 are announced.
No.
That would be awesome.
I would hate that.
I think that'd be awesome.
But you don't want. But then the rest of the draft would be so boring. Like the top 5 picks are the best part of the draft. Like those are the ones you want to air out a little bit.
I don't know. The only thing that would ruin it is trades, but you wouldn't have any trades in the first 5. But I think they need to think of something to speed it up.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like, I don't know, there's so many ideas you could do. And really, it's not even the GMs, like, they're not sitting there, oh, I don't know, should we take this guy or this guy? Like, they've got that all planned. They've been planning out who they take for months, right? So, obviously in the 7th round or whatever, it's different. But first round, you should know who you're taking at pick 12, right? So
you got a list of guys.
Exactly. Like, shouldn't you not have I feel like I would just totally I'd have a list of my draft rankings, and I'd go.
Well, you'd have a list of guys you like. Like, I know Ottawa had a list of guys at 21.
Yeah.
And then they realized they could probably drop and get them at 23, so they did.
Yeah, that's fair. That's all. That is a good point too. Yeah.
Like the thing is, like, they probably had like a couple other guys who are still.
I'm sure there's a lot that goes into it, but like, I don't know. I feel like the GMs kind of know what they're doing. Obviously, they want to trade. But I don't know. I don't know enough about the draft. I don't know enough about junior hockey, so I know you know more about that, but I'm more here for the stories and the entertainment value for the draft, but that's what I like about it mostly.
Fair enough.
Well, got the draft. We got Stanley Cup done. Really just free agency day, and I think we're pretty much good. The PWHL draft also happened, but neither of us have a clue.
Shout out
we can't even pronounce the first overall pick.
No, unfortunately. Shout out the girl who got drafted from UBC as the very fast pick of the draft. I want to give a shout out to her.
Yeah, shout out.
I want to give a big shout out to her. That's sick. Let's go U Sports for sure.
So okay, we'll quickly this is just a question, I could be wrong. The girl that was picked first from Czechia, is she the girl that did the the lacrosse goals a couple times. Was that
No,
her? That was
she's
someone
from
else.
Slovakia. She's
Okay.
from
Oh, Slovakia. Okay. I don't know.
I know.
I was just
exactly.
trying to put. I was trying to
The
put
thing
my
is,
only knowledge
I
towards.
know
it, and
the
I was wrong.
exact
Yeah.
girl you're talking about.
She's
and I'm pretty
Slovakia.
sure, yeah,
She's
I'm pretty sure she
Slovakia.
did that when she was like 14.
Yeah, she was
or,
like really young, but
Yeah.
she kept going with it, and like she was a very high regarded.
Oh my gosh, she'll
prospect.
probably be first.
Is she next year?
overall pick. I don't even know. She's young.
Or maybe she's even like she's got to be still young, right? Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to Chan Reet Bassey. Shout out her.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, I Hannah Murphy. I think I've heard of her. That's about it.
Let's be honest. Have you really?
No, once. No. There's a lot of like it's all NCAA.
Yeah, that's exactly. There's a couple. Yeah.
And what else is there? Like one. Is there one? Is there only two? Three out of what? 42, 48 picks were not from NCAA.
Yeah, a couple of professional leagues.
Yeah. So, I mean, I was working that night, so I didn't even really get to tune in, but they all got it done in one night. They got 48 picks done in 3 hours, so good for them.
Good for them, absolutely.
Alrighty. Let's move on to free agency and we'll wrap her up.
Yeah. Well, wait. Looks like Ella Shelton, Canadian Ella Shelton.
Yeah.
Yeah. On draft night was traded from the Sirens
Oh right, yeah.
to the Toronto Scepters for
That's
the
a
third,
big trade. Yeah.
for the third overall pick.
I do. Yes. Okay. I do remember that.
And 27th. That's a big trade right there. So.
Mm-hmm. I do remember that now. Toronto got back. Got a really good player given they lost their top. Did they lose their top 2 D-man from the expansion draft? I think that's what happened. So they got their D-man back. A number 1 D-man back. So good for them.
D-woman.
So basically, last kind of thing we had to touch on. Of course, we said it's July 1st. So at this point, Nick Ehlers hasn't signed. And really, that's about it. So if we're not talking about him, but I'm sure a couple days that'll happen. And if anything else big happens, next episode, I'd assume.
Absolutely. Yep.
Basically, what we're gonna do, we've got a list of everybody that's re-signed, and then we can do trades after or something. And then there's free agency today, which not much happened. We'll touch on that. I'm just gonna say the big players, and if we have thoughts on it, we talk about it, all right?
Okay.
First kind of day was June 25th when J.J. Peterka was traded to Utah and then signed a $7.7 million AAV for 5 years. You have any thoughts on that?
Good player. Another player who probably excel out of Buffalo, just like the rest of them.
I mean, he did. He was okay in Buffalo too. Like, I mean, Buffalo.
He's a good player.
I think Buffalo was. What was he? Was he like 4th all time in points since he joined the league or something? In Buffalo, like.
Really?
Yeah, I think that's what it was. But very interesting. I like the move for Utah. I think. Yes, he's a young, good player, and I think it's gonna work out.
Mm-hmm.
$7 million is a little higher than what I would have thought, but since he signed for
going
5,
up,
5
not
years,
too bad.
it's not like in a few years.
I think 7.7.
7.7 starting right now is a little iffy, but in a few years it won't matter.
I think
and that's
he's
the
got
thing.
the upside.
Yeah,
I think he's got
upside
of 7.
And I think that's the thing with a lot of these players is that there's a lot of upside in a few years from now when the cap is super high. Right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Next one, Jamie Benn, not really interesting. He's only 1x1. I think the next big one would be John Tavares. 4 years, $4 million. 4.3.
What a deal.
That is it's a good deal.
It's a really good deal.
Toronto's able to lock up. Surprising. Toronto's able to get get a star on a cheap deal because they've got no state tax,
hometown
right?
discount. Hometown discount.
No state tax in Toronto. So
Okay.
signs for less than where you would anywhere else.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
A
lot of people said I like that joke because first of all, state tax does nothing, but he takes a lot less than what he would have gotten. I think he was projected to get 6.5 somewhere else, so 4.3 really good. The other one, I guess that day of, which is I like the contract, just a very interesting player, Trent Frederick.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah.
I was just skipped over him.
8 years for 3.8 mil.
Dude, 8 years. 8 years
Yeah.
for Trent
3.8 mil will be nothing in 6 years from now. So he's just gonna be he's not gonna finish his contract in Edmonton.
Years?
Yeah, they're gonna get sick of him.
You don't sign a bottom six forward for 8 years.
It's just 3 mil though. I don't know. They're gonna get really sick of him. Like, oof.
Jeez.
He won't finish in Edmonton. He'll be somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know what to say. He kind of was, He's only 27 though, so. Noah Dobson, we kind of touched on that earlier. 9.5 mil for 8 years. I like that deal. Jack Quinn, 2 years for 6 mil. Man.
Mm-hmm. Good. Let him develop.
Yeah. He's only 23, so I mean, a couple years from now, he's hopefully looking for a big contract. It's a bridge
Just
deal.
a bridge
Yeah.
deal. Yep, that's a bridge.
I guess the 29th, we have Claude Giroux.
Yes, sir. 2 mil.
Yeah.
Great deal. Bunch of bonuses though that will come on
Yeah.
to next year's cap, which is fine.
Yeah.
But he has upwards to make 4.75 this year.
Yeah.
But a 2 mil deal right now, that is perfect. And now gives Ottawa a bunch of cap room to work with, which they didn't use much of it today.
No.
Still time. There's not much time to make a splash. All the players are really gone. Nikolai Ehlers probably won't make $5 million contract. He'll probably make more than that too.
Yeah.
So, but leaves a lot of cap room for the trade deadline if they want to go in and get a player. So I like it. I think it's a good deal. Good deal. 2 mil is good. And I think he could have got traded somewhere else and probably made upwards of maybe 5 or maybe more than that. So.
The other two things that happened on June 29th, Morgan Geekie, 6 years, 5.5 mil. Another for Boston, of course. Another one they like him in Boston, but 6 years is
a lot of money.
Yeah. And then I guess there was the trade, Ville Husso to Anaheim, John Gibson to Detroit.
I thought it was Peter Mrazek. I think it is Peter Mrazek.
What? I thought Ville Husso went from Detroit to Anaheim.
I thought it was. I think it's Peter for John Gibson.
What?
I could be wrong.
Oh wait, what? Ville Husso was on Anaheim this year.
Huh.
I thought that. Oh, whatever. Well, he re-signed as well, but I thought it was him.
No,
I thought it was that day.
Peter Mrazek went the other way. Yeah.
Okay. Well, Peter Mrazek and Ville Husso are on the same team again.
That's funny.
Ville Husso re-signed there as well, but. And then we have June 30th, so the day before free agency. Let's just go. Skip. Alexander Romanov, 8 years, 6.25 mil for New York Islanders.
Need a defenseman.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Aaron Ekblad. I guess was Marchand. When's Marchand and Bennett? We didn't talk about those two.
Yeah, Bennett was earlier, and Ekblad and Marchand were at the same time.
Okay, well, let's talk about all three real quick. Wow, good for them.
I don't know how they made the money work.
No.
But they did because of the no state tax. So
No.
there it is. Players will just sign for whatever.
No, it's not because of the state tax, man.
I think it is.
They all want to win next year, man.
Got a little bit of a factor.
They don't care. They don't care about money,
Got
I think.
a little bit of a factor.
No.
Some players care about money. Can't tell me I'm wrong. Nobody cares about money.
I think that
Nobody cares
the state tax doesn't mean anything. And why is everyone making a big deal about it now after they've won?
Because now they're winning. Because people are realizing,
exactly.
players are realizing that state tax is a real thing.
Well, they get them all back. They're probably going to win next year. I mean, it was pretty. There was a point where it seemed like none of them were coming back. Then Bennett kind of announced after the.
Yeah.
He basically said he's coming back. And then
Yeah.
Brad Marchand and said he wanted to come back, and Ekblad had no comment.
I think
Ekblad was the one. It seemed like Ekblad was gonna be the most coveted player in the free agency, and then he kind of came, for me at least, he came out of nowhere, re-signing that day. Marchand re-signs as well. We talked about him already a little bit. I don't know why it's not popping up on this list I've got here, but oh, I see it now. Okay. Then Bouchard. I mean, we can talk about this. I would like to talk about this one. $10.5 million, 4 years.
The big four.
Yeah.
4-4 is back. This time a different team.
He makes $1 million more than Darnell Nurse. And he's only 25 years old, so good for him.
Good. Whoa.
Well, a really high.
I like it.
And a big overpay, but.
I don't know if you call it overpay. He's a good defenseman.
And then, really, other than that, I mean, Patrick Kane, 1 year, $3 million. And Provorov goes back. Kuzmenko goes to LA again. I think the talk of the town, and this is the last one before free agency, is the Mitch Marner sign and trade. Do you want to get into the tampering? Did you see the tampering?
The tampering?
Tampering threats.
I didn't. I heard a little bit about tampering, but I didn't.
So basically, it was a couple days ago. I think it was Saturday. Sounded like, well, Vegas and Toronto were in talks of a sign and trade, and then kind of goes quiet. And they basically had the trade written out. They just had to actually get the contract figured out, and then it just goes quiet. And then we come to Monday, and we hear Toronto saying they're gonna, if they do not get this trade done, and Mitch Marner signs with Vegas during free agency, they're gonna say it's tampering, and they're gonna try and get them fined and all that, blah blah blah. All these people are mad now. Oh, I hate Vegas, whatever, and they trade him anyways. So not really a big story, but
I didn't hear much about that.
Yeah.
But.
I mean, it was a bit. I mean, all the big insiders are saying that they'd be fined if this trade doesn't go through. So, but I mean, whatever. I don't really care about that. It's kind of just NHL GM nonsense. But the actual contract, I don't really care for the trade because sign and trades or just trading him before free agency is very interesting given his UFA. But I like the contract.
Yeah.
It's a really good contract. 12 mil. And
contract, $12 million. That's it. With the cap going up, $8 million, like that'll be a $10 million player.
Yeah,
he'll make.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good.
He's gonna do really well there.
Oh, absolutely.
And he's gonna win a cup. He's gonna win a cup during this contract. I don't know if it'll be Vegas or who, but he will win a cup. And I feel like he was pretty done dirty. Like a lot of fans took his he had a really bad reputation near the end of this, and I really think he doesn't deserve any of that.
Mm-hmm.
He still took a lot of money, but he's not taking. If somebody offers you all that money, I'm saying for the Toronto contract that he had before, if somebody if you get that offer, you're taking that, right? And he's from Toronto. All he wanted to do was win in Toronto. And the fans hated him after a while. So now they're really dumping on him, but poor guy. Just
I would hate him too.
you saw there's stories of he can't even go out in public in Toronto without getting verbally assaulted. Like it was crazy.
Really?
Yeah. And yeah, good for him. I think he's gonna fit well there.
Yeah.
Jack Eichel, Mitch Marner. He's going back to number 93. I'm sure he likes that too.
Yep.
And then Toronto, also another bit of business. Matthew Nyes. I think that's a pretty stellar contract as well.
Oh, it's great.
Mm-hmm.
Great contract. Like everyone's getting good value right now because the cap's going up. Everyone's just getting good value.
A lot of these players that re-signed, they got some really good. The teams got some really good value.
Mm-hmm. Oh yes,
Yeah.
it's good. It's so good, especially the teams that sign players long term.
Yeah,
it's gonna be in a couple of years. It'll be a really good deal.
Yeah. And now we are at July 1st. There's so many players. Do you want to what do you want to do? Top couple players? Do you want to just kind of
just maybe just go.
Like none of the Canadian teams really did anything.
One of them did.
Which one?
I think the Vancouver Canucks.
Okay, right.
Thatcher Demko for 3 more years, $8.25 million as a player who played a handful of games last year and has an incurable knee injury. Yeah. I don't know, man. Like
and
that's
Brock Besser.
Money. A lot of money.
Yeah, Brock Besser's the other one. I guess I forgot about him.
We'll get to Brock.
No, I very bad.
A lot of money.
Yeah,
but
they have 20 mil. They got 20 mil wrapped up in 3 goalies now.
Yeah, that's a lot of money. Who's the third? I know Lankinen's got 4, but
it was I think Seelovs. They gave him money too.
But see, I don't mind stuff. I might get traded, but
I don't know.
Anyways, I like the best.
Hey, we didn't really say this. A Canadian team won something, eh? Abbotsford Canucks called their cup champs.
Yeah, it's called their cup champs. This is true.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Archer Seelovs was the goalie.
Yep. Florida doesn't.
Yeah.
Oh.
Anyways, massively big overpay. Thatcher Demko.
Yes, and then the Besser signing, I actually don't mind. I
don't mind it. Yeah.
It's a really good deal. 7.2 is not a lot of money compared to. I think he would have got upwards of maybe 9 on the market. So 7.2 is a really good deal, and I'm surprised he stays. I think everyone's surprised he stays.
Yeah, it sounded like he was gonna be gone.
Mm-hmm.
And there was some issues a few years ago with the organization of him as well, but I guess they patched that all up.
I guess so. Like there wasn't a lot of big names in the market because everyone re-signed. For him to go to free agency and still find a contract with Vancouver for that amount of money, I think is insane.
Yeah.
I don't know how that happens, but it does. So good for Vancouver. Shooter still on the market. I don't know if they have cap room to make it happen, but
he's not a big enough name really to. I don't know.
No.
I guess the only other thing that kind of was big is Jonathan Taves is back. He's playing for Winnipeg. That became official today. We knew, I think a week ago that he was going there, but that's pretty big. I'm excited to see that. I think that'll be fun. I don't really have any thoughts on it, but it's gonna be fun.
It'll be very fun. Mm-hmm. Good. I mean, why not some that's a big. I think it's a big pickup. It's gonna bring a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it's gonna make some money. Jets are gonna make some money off that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh yes, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then other than that, Flames didn't do anything. Oilers did nothing. Sens did what? They re-signed Nick Cousins. Lars Eller.
Lars Eller is a 4th-line center. Yeah. Also, Ollie Lixell is someone else we signed today from the.
He's a Sens prospect.
No, from Philadelphia Flyers, we signed today.
Oh, Ollie Alsing is Sens prospect. My bad. Okay. Lixell is sorry.
He split half the season in the AHL. He's gonna be someone who plays a little bit of games, a little bit in the A probably. So That's it. Ottawa really did nothing. Although I think I like the Lars Eller signing. And they lost Anton Forsberg, is an LA King. The backup goalie, it's gone. Levi Marilainen, we signed Levi the other day, so Levi is going to be our backup goalie, most likely. And Adam Gaudette is also gone to the San Jose Sharks. So the best goal scorer in hockey, mathematically, is unfortunately not in Ottawa Center anymore.
There you go.
What else happened?
Habs did nothing. I think the biggest signing was Mikael Granlund to, I don't even know, but
The
he was
Ducks.
signed 3 years, $7 million. I think that was the biggest one.
Yeah, it was a pretty
Other
good
than
one.
Brock
Corey
Besser.
Perry.
Corey
Corey
Perry goes to
Perry
LA.
is LA King, yep.
Yeah.
Jonathan Drouin is an Islander.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really care about that. Good
All
for
right.
him.
All right, I care about it.
All right. Jonathan Drouin, man, I don't even. He's just a player at this point.
Dude, he had 37 points in 43 games this year.
Good for him. Wow. I did not know that, huh?
Yeah. People call him a.
But he went to the
Nathan-
Islanders though, so who cares?
People call him
No
a,
offense.
well, he's a Nathan McKinnon merchant.
I
That's
know.
what he is.
Yeah. And it didn't work out in Colorado when he went.
He had 37 points, 43 games.
Never mind.
He also played with Nathan McKinnon before that. Did you know that?
Well, he played on junior with him. That's why that was a big story.
But he
A
went
couple
third
years
overall.
ago. Yeah, well, a couple years ago when they traded for him.
Hmm.
He was not good the first year with Colorado.
No.
I didn't realize that he had 37 points.
I think so. That was a big thing about. I'm pretty sure that's what he finished with this year. Yeah. He's very injury prone though. That's the only thing.
Yeah. John Klingberg goes to the Sharks. Yeah, today was it's a
Yeah, it
horrible
was very
day.
interesting. Like, we're talking-
so
we're
boring.
talking
Condre
this, but-
Miller was, I guess, the next one where they got traded to sign and trade to Carolina. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah. Oh, what do you think about this? Logan Stankoven.
Oh yeah,
Well,
that's a good
His
contract.
contract is very good for.
Oh yeah, he had a good
birthday.
playoffs, and now, yeah, they did some
6
good work.
mil?
Condre
That's
Miller and
insane.
Logan Stankoven. Huh?
$6 million is insane.
Yeah, I know. It's really good.
Good or for who?
For both, I think it's a good. He's gonna be.
I think
In
he's
a couple
worth more than
years.
six-
Oh,
I think
yeah.
he's worth more than $6 million.
Oh yeah, I know that. No, I'm saying it's a good deal for Carolina.
Yeah.
I mean, he should have taken a bridge, but whatever. He likes it there, and he knows if he took a bridge, there's a good chance he'd be shipped out of there because they do their business differently there.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, I guess
if he did a 2 or 3 year deal, it's a higher chance in 2 or 3 years he gets traded, right?
I mean, I guess $6 million isn't too like it's pretty.
No.
I think it maybe could have got a little bit more, but like
Yeah.
it's maybe not that much more. Like he's
Yeah, but he's also an
Oh.
RFA, right? So
this is rookie year this year. So
yeah, well, he played a little bit last year, but that was his
24.
first full year. Yeah.
Yeah.
But there you go. I think that really does it. You have any final
Yeah.
thoughts in the past 2 weeks that have occurred?
it's been a very fun 2 weeks. I don't think it's over either. I think we're gonna see a lot more happen. As we go on. So
Interesting. I'm gonna have to disagree. I think it's gonna be kind of
maybe a
boring.
little bit more. I think we'll see a couple trades come through.
Mm-hmm.
Teams react to how free agency went. I think we'll slowly but surely start to wrap up, but I don't know if it's over yet. So
We'll see. It's kind of unfortunate. The biggest news is Nick Ehlers at this point. It's kind of sad.
yeah, but man, he's a good player. He's
Yeah,
gonna
and
go-
watch him just re-sign in Winnipeg.
Yeah, right.
That's probably what's gonna happen. It's gonna be
I would
funny.
freaking. Oh god, that'd be freaking fantastic. Not.
Yeah, not. Well, I can't think of anything else. Good episode. Holy cow.
Yeah.
I'm sure, obviously, the people listening are going to it's going to be edited down a bit, but we have been recording for an hour 40.
Bang! That's insane.
Yeah, that's
On Canada
probably,
Day.
yeah.
We're
Should
pretty
be-
much the losers.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing?
Yeah. Well, one day they'll see.
One day they'll
When we're
see.
driving the Bugattis and
Absolutely.
living in our skyrise apartment in CN Tower.
In Toronto, yeah.
Yeah.
With George.
Yeah.
Shout out George if you know, you know.
If you know,
If
you
don't
know.
know, you don't know.
You have to also listen an hour and 40 minutes in to hear that reference. But
George, if you're listening, bro, I love you.
yeah, George, send us a message if you hear this, eh?
Yeah, send us some message.
He
George.
won't be listening, I know that.
Oh,
But
shout out George.
alrighty, well, stay tuned. 2 weeks from now, we'll have a new episode. Probably recapping what's gone on in the past 2 weeks, and
And it might be boring.
we'll think of something. We'll make it fun, but
Oh, yes.
we'll think of maybe we'll do a draft or something fun. We'll figure it out. But
Yep.
see y'all guys in 2 weeks. Peace out.
Yes, sir. See y'all.